Welcome to my channel. Get comfortable and let's dive into today's stories. The Snow Globe's Dream. On a shelf in an attic, covered in dust and forgotten things, sat an old snow globe. Inside the globe was a tiny village scene, little houses with frosted roofs, a church with a steeple, a few pine trees, and a small family of tiny figures, forever frozen in their walk through the eternal snow. The snow globe had once been loved, shaken daily by small hands that delighted in watching the snow swirl and settle. But that was long ago. Now the snow globe sat in the dark, its water cloudy with age, its snow clumped together, while the world outside continued without it. "I wish," the snow globe whispered to the darkness, "I wish someone would shake me just once more. I want to see my snow dance again." The wish floated up into the universe, as all true wishes do, and it reached the heart of the Christmas star, who had a soft spot for forgotten things. On Christmas Eve, a young woman named Sarah climbed into the attic, searching for decorations. She was staying at her grandmother's house for the holidays, and her grandmother had asked her to bring down the Christmas boxes. Sarah moved boxes and crates, and there, in a dusty corner, her flashlight caught something that glittered. She reached for it and found the old snow globe. "Oh," she breathed, wiping away the dust. "Grandma, I found something beautiful." She carried it downstairs, and her grandmother's eyes filled with tears. "My mother's snow globe," she said softly. "I thought it was lost forever." "It's lovely," Sarah said, "but it's so dusty and old." "Everything deserves to be beautiful again," her grandmother said. "Help me clean it." Together, they carefully cleaned the snow globe. They polished the glass until it sparkled, gently cleaned the base, and carefully replaced the cloudy water with fresh, clear water. They added new glitter for snow, the kind that caught the light like tiny stars. When they were done, Sarah held the snow globe up to the light. "It's perfect," she said. "Shake it," her grandmother encouraged. Sarah shook the globe gently, and magic happened. The fresh snow swirled and danced, catching the Christmas tree lights, making the tiny village inside glow as if it were real. The little family seemed to come alive, walking through their snowy world with joy. "It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen," Sarah whispered. That night, they placed the snow globe on the mantel, where it caught the firelight and the glow of the Christmas tree. The snow globe's dream had come true. It was loved again, shaken again, beautiful again. Inside the globe, in the tiny village, the little family smiled, or so it seemed. They were home again, remembered again, cherished again. The church bells seemed to ring silent chimes of joy, and the pine trees seemed to stand a little taller. Sarah made it her Christmas tradition from that year on. Every Christmas Eve, she would carefully shake the snow globe and watch the snow dance, thinking about how beautiful it is when something forgotten is remembered, when something old is made new again, when love brings life back to things that seemed lost forever. The snow globe sits on the mantel still, passed down now to Sarah's children, then to their children. Every Christmas Eve, small hands shake it gently, watching the snow swirl and dance, not knowing that inside that magical sphere, a tiny village celebrates too, grateful for love that lasts through generations, for memories that never truly die, and for the magic of Christmas that makes all things beautiful again. And somewhere in the universe, the Christmas star smiled, knowing that another wish had come true, another forgotten thing had been found, and another Christmas had been made perfect by the simple act of remembering to love what we thought we'd lost. The Clockwork Christmas. In an old toy shop on a quiet street, The toys came alive every Christmas Eve at midnight. It was a tradition as old as the shop itself, and the toys treasured this one night when they could move and talk and play together. There was Thomas the teddy bear, who was soft and wise. There was Clara the cloth doll, who loved to dance. There was Winston the wooden soldier, who stood proud and tall. And there was a newcomer, a little clockwork mouse named Tick-Tock, who had arrived at the shop just that morning. Tick-Tock was nervous. He had never been in a toy shop before, and he didn't know what to expect when the clock struck midnight. He sat on a shelf, his golden key glinting in the lamplight, watching the other toys and wondering if they would like him. When the clock chimed 12, Tick-Tock felt something wonderful. His clockwork heart began to tick, his legs began to move, and for the first time, he could walk and explore. "Welcome," said Thomas the teddy bear warmly. "It's your first Christmas Eve awakening. What do we do?" Tick-Tock asked shyly. "We celebrate," Clara the doll said, twirling in a dance. "We have one magical night to be truly alive. Let's not waste a moment." The toys brought Tick-Tock to the center of the shop, where they had arranged a tiny Christmas party. There was a thimble of cocoa, pretend, but they imagined it was real, tiny snowflakes cut from tissue paper hanging from the ceiling, and a small pine sprig decorated with buttons and beads. Winston the soldier taught Tick-Tock how to march. Clara showed him how to dance. A jack-in-the-box played music, and a jumping frog demonstrated his best leaps. Tick-Tock laughed and played, feeling happier than he had ever felt. As the night went on, Thomas told stories of Christmases past, of children who had taken toys home and loved them, of the joy on children's faces Christmas morning. "Do you think someone will choose me?" Tick-Tock asked quietly. "Of course," Thomas said kindly. "You're special. Someone will love you very much." As dawn approached and they felt the magic beginning to fade, the toys formed a circle, holding hands and paws. "Merry Christmas, everyone," Thomas said. "May we all find homes where we're loved." "Merry Christmas," they all replied, including Tick-Tock, who felt like he was part of a family. When the sun rose, the toys returned to their places on the shelves, still and silent once more. But Tick-Tock's heart still felt warm from the night's friendship. Later that Christmas morning, a little girl came into the shop with her grandmother. She walked past the dolls and the bears, past the soldiers and the games, until she came to Tick-Tock's shelf. "Grandma," she said softly, "this little mouse. He looks like he has stories to tell." And he did. All the stories he'd heard that magical Christmas Eve, all the friendship and joy he'd experienced, these would be his stories to share with the little girl who loved him. As she carried him out of the shop, Tick-Tock looked back at his friends, who seemed to give him tiny smiles and winks, though they couldn't move. He was going home for Christmas, and his heart ticked with happiness, keeping time with all the wonderful memories of his first magical Christmas Eve. That night, in his new home, wrapped under the Christmas tree in bright paper, Tick-Tock waited for morning. He couldn't move or talk anymore, but inside his clockwork heart, he remembered the magic, and he knew that love, like the best kind of magic, doesn't need words or movement to be real.